Let's see if that works. Has that fixed it up? Let's see. Let's see. Yes, we're here. We did it. We did it. We got there. The camera is working. Yes. What do we say? Doyle rules. Doyle rules. How funny is that, man? That is hilarious. Uh, that is hilarious. All right, so let's see if the audio is up and running. Oh, that's still going good. That's nice. All right, so that's the software. It's a new software, so even though I think it's better than StreamYard, which is what I was using mostly before. It occasionally can have a little technical hiccup with the camera or the audio. We have seen it before, just the way it goes. Andrew says can see you and hear you. That's very, very cool. All right, let's get into it, folks. Let's see who else has arrived now that we've got things fixed up there. Lice Beneath says, hello, how are you today? And of course with Hex, EHEX, PLX for the 100%. That's the maxi strategy on this channel. Richard Hart is the golden tokens of crypto. We got Wookie in house as well. Wookie is laying in wait, ready to pounce and like that. Rango also is in house there. Let's go. Absolutely. What a great day we have got. What a great day. And of course, we're going to be covering cryptos, the stock market. It's all going great. Hex is going great. And we're going to be covering at least 4 or 5 or 4 Pulsechain updates actually. And then of course the Hex daily stats. So we've got a bit of a fun show. We're going to be talking about the Hex Godwell as well. and all the stakes that have come due, and good accounting. A massive payout for the Hex stakers. It is glorious today for all of us. So we're going to get into that. Rango says hi all. DG and Hexkin, Hex go bro. We're definitely going, and we've got Scott Jackson in the house that morning. Good morning to everybody from Scott Jackson. That's such a cool. It's like a movie star name, Scott Jackson, or a big singer, something like that. We've got Ted Nelson as well. Hey Superman, what's up everybody? Good to see you, Ted. Let's jump here. We've got Sandy Beach in the house as well. Woohoo! And actually, Dave says, "Are you excited?" Give us a woohoo. Well, I just did that for Sandy, so caught up with that one. Lord Thrash West is in house there. You're welcome. You're welcome for the thumbnail. Hey, Lord Thrash West, appreciate that. I have been gloriously stealing thumbnail art of Twitter and other places like that, internet, Google, because there's some awesome stuff. So big shout out to Lord Thrash West there for some of the artwork. Credit due where it belongs. Called the Pump says Brennan, you did indeed. Brennan was on our prize chat on Discord. If you haven't joined that, definitely get into it because he was on there calling about the pump. Xenologist in the house there. Hex and Zen to the moon says Xenologist. Actually, I haven't looked up Zen today. We'll check it out as well. Rex Stream says Xenologist. Yeah. All right, we're going to pass through some of these because I did have audio issues, so we're going to jump through all those comments about how, except for this one. Hex token equals Wales only mode. Yeah, that's where you have no camera and you do all the voice because you got to be secret, keep secret there. What else there? We got D Hex Zesh. I can't even say the word. All good. Good to see you in the house there. We got Andrew Reynolds. Thanks. Good job. You're back. I like to be back. Back from back from hell, says he's honest. Man, you got a sense of humor. All right, we're going to jump past that though. What else there? We got comments here. We got Niels in the house there. Evening all. Good to see you, Niels. Humberto as well. Cheers from sunny Miami, and of course, crypto capital of the world. Big good to see you, Humberto. German Crypto's in the house as well. Let's go. Woo! Another awesome Pulsechain Hex YouTuber in the chat there. Good to see you, Jim Rat. Have been a minute, been on the grind. Glad to hear. Thanks always, Token. You're welcome, Jim Rat. All right, let's get into it, folks. Let's get into the session. We're going to check out if my studio works. We're going to check out the news. So let's get in it. Let me make sure I'm on the right time here. Bam. There we go. I did it. Woohoo! Studio's back. All right, so S&P 500 cuts losses as easing treasury yields lift the technology sector. We like that a lot. Let's look at the stats. We've got the Dow Jones. Remember, that's the top 30 industrial firms. That is up 0.1%, 38 points to 34,128 on the Dow Jones. The S&P 500, that is up 0.3%. That is just over 11 points there at 4,147. But the big move today is the Nasdaq with all the tech companies in it, up 0.9%, 110 points to 12,070. So we're back over 12,070, or back over 12,000. So that's very, very cool for the Nasdaq. The dollar index is actually up against its trading partners as well, 0.6%, up to 103.77. They're on the dollar index versus its trading partners. Let's jump over to the commodities from the stock market. We've got the Brent oil is up down 3 tenths, down 24 cents to $85.34. West Texas is down 0.6%, 45 cents down to $78.61. So they've pulled back a little bit there. The gold is also down 45 cents. That's pretty much flat though at $1,846 per ounce. And silver is down 1% there, 23 cents down to $21.64. Remember, it wasn't too long ago that silver went to $24. That's that resistance zone 24 and 28. It just won't smash through it at the moment. We would need, quite a strong pivot from the Fed and the US dollar to, devalue versus trading partners for, I think, that silver run that a lot of people are anticipating or talking about in commentary. The S&P 500 cut the bulk of losses Wednesday as tech strength emerged after treasury yields retreated despite signs of a stronger consumer, fueling fears of more Federal Reserve rate hikes. Indeed. Consumer is still strong. And that's because there's still a lot of wealth on the sidelines and still a lot of recently strong employment. Remember, if you think about things, there's the wealth effect and the income effect. That is both still playing out. So it does mean that we'll probably have the Fed up Fed rates higher for higher for longer, but I'm still only expecting 2 more rate hikes, and then to hold for longer is probably where we might end up. We have had a decent trend down, just the last month, just not as aggressive as it had been. Retail sales rose 3% last month, beating economists' forecast for a 1.8% increase. The retail sales control group, which is filtered into US GDP, climbed 1.7%, well above forecast for 0.8%. The blowout retail sales report led by pent-up demand in autos, pointing to a strong consumer, which makes up about 2/3 of the economy. So that's the thing about the US economy, right? It is the biggest GDP, and of course 2/3 of it is consumption, and of course that is what drives things. So that's having a bullish sales report just shows you how much headwinds potentially the Fed's still got to go. Added to fears about a more aggressive Fed rate hike, that is true. So following the intraday jump, Treasury yields retreated and supported growth sectors of the market. Apple and Alphabet were the big gainers in the tech, while in semiconductor investors weighed a decline in Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing and a surge in analog devices. Berkshire Hathaway cut its stake in Taiwan Semi by 86%, sending the latest share price down more than 5% lower. Surprised it wasn't more, to be honest, but that's still a big move. Analog devices jumped 6% to a 52-week high after reporting quarterly results that topped Wall Street estimates on both top and bottom lines. Roblox, now I don't know if Roblox is a gaming, was a winner and on the earnings front, surging 25% as the video game company reported better than expected fourth quarter results, driven by a jump in bookings. The company produced healthy DAU growth across all regions, with solid engagement trends and solid booking revenue trends, as the company believes investments in innovation are now yielding output. So that's kind of cool to see there. Airbnb, meanwhile, delivered upbeat guidance after quarterly results beat estimates on both top and bottom lines, as a healthy demand for travel underpinned bookings. No surprise there, I guess. The story to us here is that this is a high-quality company and is getting large credit for strong execution, amplified by a confluence of additional tailwinds. And of course, they're moving off a lower base, aren't they, after all those lockdowns and things like that. So that's pretty cool. Now they've been re-rated to $135 from $110, so that's kind of cool. Now energy, of course, we saw the energy prices down a bit. Energy was a drag on the broader market, falling nearly 3%, driven by a slump in Devon Energy, pressured by a slump in oil prices, following a much larger than expected build in US weekly crude stockpiles. US crude stockpiles rose by 16.3 million barrels last week to 471 million barrels, well above expectations of 1.2 million barrels. Devon Energy, however, fell 11% after the fourth quarter results missed expectations, and the energy company projected capital expenditure of $3.6 billion to $3.8 above expectations of $3.42. So that's a bit of a wrap up of the stock market. It's always good to get a good overview as we move in, and I've got the door opening up by ghost-like behavior. Let's jump into crypto, and of course, let's move on to that. Let's get rid of that. We've got BTC. This is what a power move. So on the good news, BTC has rocketed, and of course, 24,261, up 9% for BTC. Man, are we getting back to bull market days? My goodness, look at that. $24,261, up 9%. Isn't that awesome? BTC dominance at 41.68%. Dark green, folks. We love it. Green, green, green all around. ETH, of course, up 5.91% there, 1,653. Now, BTC managed to consolidate. Then, it gives a chance for the altcoins to move even further, and we get stronger moves. So that'd be kind of cool. Up 5.91% at the moment, 1,653. BNB is back over $300 at $315, at up 6%. It is glorious across the board, just about. We've got Solana is up. So Solana's up 7.8%. DOT is up 5%. AVAX is up 8%. It's all pretty glorious all around there. We've got XRP up 4%. We've got Dodge up 6%. Now, Dodge was already moving on, Elon Musk on Twitter posting little pictures of the new CEO being Dodge. That was hilarious. If you haven't seen those, check them out. Litecoin is up 6.5% as well. ADA up 5% to 40 cents. That's pretty good, glorious all around. Now, SHIB is up 7%. And of course, Matic there up 4.67% as well. It's looking pretty good. Also, now moving over to some of the DeFi, we've got Aave is up 6%. Remember, we're going to have our own fork of Aave Fiat. That's going to be pretty awesome. And remember, that's going to be like a bank. So you can deposit and borrow on Pulsechain. You can do leverage on Aave. Basically, you can borrow and then redeposit that borrowings and so on. You can do, they're going to be flash loans, so one block loans, where you can borrow large volumes, and as long as you pay it back within one block. On Pulsechain, of course, that's going to be 10-second block times as opposed to Ethereum with the 12-13-second block time. So it's going to be fun to see that. Mana there is up 7.2%. That's in play, so that's looking good for the metaverses there as well, and so on. Although the gas fees are pretty horrendous on the ETH sometimes, and of course that is another pump mental for Pulsechain, right? So cool. Crow's up 6.14%. So as you can see across the board, it's pretty glorious. Link is up as well. Sand is up, another metaverse, I believe, and it's all looking pretty awesome. Now the stable coins. Look at USDC. Look at USD Tether. Both of them slightly under peg. With the risk on, they're both slightly under peg, and of course the pressure around regulation lately has also been an issue. Now, one of the things I wanted to point out was, where is it? I'm just trying to look for it. I believe LUSD, which is a liquidity stable, I believe that has actually rocketed, and liquidity itself has rocketed on the regulation fears. So, you know, this non-fiat custodial stables are getting the market's valuing them up, right? So that's boding pretty well for Liquid Loans and Power City, who are both going to have stable coins based on PLS and PLSX respectively. You can see BUSD is actually well below peg at the moment. Look at that, almost 5% below peg, $96.80. So it is under pressure for the old BUSD. And I'm just trying to see, we've got Frax is also under peg there. Just have a look, trying to see whether we've got USDT there. USDD is under peg at 98 cents. So stable coins are under pressure here. I was just trying to find whether we had LUSD on here. Can't see it. Or that there. So anyway, I'd probably may go to nomics there. But that is the market's looking really, really good. As you guys can tell, man, can we get it to BTC over 25? That'd be awesome. It's still rising from the looks of it, just slightly. Definitely a slowed down, but looking good. Now let's jump over to BTC. BTC here, look at this is a BTC on the candle. So taking a different perspective now. And look at this pump, man. Honestly, look at that. This looks so good. So we had this big rally. We consolidated up here. We came back a bit here, tested this 21,500 mark, and away we've gone again, 24,300. Now, I've said to you guys, I think that we possibly could get up to 30K in this move, but then I think we're probably going to come down again. But hey, at the moment, that's kind of cool. We do have, remember, the Fed rate rises in March, and we do have the Fed probably rate rises in May. We're still going to get through that, and then once the market stabilizes and as we move into the second phase where it just holds those rates up, that's going to be a bit more a place where markets will be able to accumulate momentum to try and move higher. But just remember that's kind of where I think this is probably going to go at the stage. We're still not in overbought territory on the Bitcoin yet at the stage. But we are up here at 68. We look like we will get a golden cross. Look at this. Looks like we're going to get a golden cross here. That with this pump here, if this is sustained, we could easily get this cross coming up pretty soon. We're currently got looking glorious. Actually, we got 19,700 for the 200 MA, 18,768 for the 100 moving A, so 100 SMA or moving average. That's 1,000. That's just under. That's about $940. So that could maybe in the next week we might see that cross and get our golden cross. That could also signal the end of the move. So maybe a little while after that we see that the BTC come down. So we'll keep a check on this. Yeah, take care on that one. We might talk more about that. See, when we got this golden cross, which we had a pretty sharp move upwards. Let me just zoom in on this. We had a pretty sharp move upwards. We kind of consolidated here, but the cross was already at the first top. We did move a little bit higher, but then we started to come down. So that may also occur with this sharp rise up here as well. So we'll have a look. We'll see how we get on there. And so far, the shape's not quite the same, but pretty similar. So we'll see, in my view. All right, that is Bitcoin. Let's jump away to obviously with the price of Bitcoin going up, it means all the shorters are getting wrecked. So here we are on coinglass.com. That's coinglass.com. And we can see the wrecked people in the last hour on Bitcoin alone. $1 million of wreckness there, and we can see the red here is the shorts, the green here is the longs, and we can see the price of Bitcoin here in the yellow line. So Bitcoin going up here, and of course you can see all the wrecked plebs here getting wrecked, and of course we can see in the last 4 hours $38 million of wrecked Bitcoin. This is the big money, the big players, folks, and of course over the last 24 hours $69 million of wreckness here. 24-hour wrecked, it says. That's pretty sad. It's on BTC here, coinglass.com, if you'd like to see how the shorts and the longs play. And when the price goes up, the shorts get wrecked, the short squeeze, and when the price goes down, the longs get wrecked, and of course we get the long squeeze. How about that, the long squeeze? All right, so that is pretty much that on CoinGlass. Very, very cool. All right, let's jump over to some of the crypto news as well. Let me make sure everything's going good here. We've got the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is some more regulation coming from the SEC. If you thought we'd had enough annoyance around the stable coins with Kraken and other stuff like that, BUSD, USDC with Circle, we've got the SEC here with Gary Gensler, the guy that's related to FTX and SB. And of course, look at this. SEC Chair Gary Gensler, he's got a real mission. He's on a real mission, and I think he's got his hands in the dirty cookie pot, but we'll move on from that. SEC Chair Gary Gensler proposed amending federal custody requirements, expanding the rules to include assets like crypto, a change that will require crypto exchanges to gain further regulatory approval. Now, we're in DeFi, so to some extent we don't care, but on the other side, we still want growth in crypto industry, and we still want onboarding. So you know these are still big machines that do that. But ultimately, we want everyone to move on board straight into DeFi, and of course, Pulsechain is going to help that, right? Pulsechain, one of the big things of Pulsechain ecosystem is going to be how DeFi is going to take over crypto and help with onboarding as well. We're going to talk more about that later on. So that's kind of cool. The proposed changes would mandate custodians, including crypto exchanges, and of course, we're against custodians, right? On this channel, we like DeFi, but we're talking about more practical sense from the size of the market and where most of the economic energy flows through from, including crypto exchanges secure or maintain certain federal or state registrations, even as regulators are both increasing scrutiny on crypto companies and making it more difficult to secure regulatory approval for crypto products. Now, we're not going to read this whole article because it is quite detailed, but I will post this in the chat there, and I may very well do a separate video on that. So let me put that in the chat for you if you want to watch the full video. Sorry, read the full article, but that is a quick summary of everything there. All right, let us jump over to Coinbase. Now, Coinbase has responded to, obviously, after the BUSD and Paxos story, where, not to issue more BUSD. They have responded in regards to the USDC as well, so BUSD. So Coinbase said this week the NYDFS ordered the US based Paxos to stop issuing US dollar denominated stablecoin BUSD, and the SEC issued a Wells notice. You might have heard this term around, getting a Wells notice from the SEC. Remember yesterday I said to you that Circle declined the Fox News story, that they had got a Wells notice at the time, and so that was in play. To Paxos, we don't know what aspects of BUSD might be of interest to the SEC. What we do know is stablecoins are not securities, and that's what I said yesterday. I said that SEC trying to really, particularly Gary Gensler, trying to make the definition of what it isn't, and of course massive regulatory creep there. So this little thread here goes through unpacking the stablecoins, and that sort of goes through some of these details. Let's unpack what US dollar-backed stablecoins are, their role in creating a more equitable and efficient financial system, and why it's more imperative that US fosters development of stablecoins at home. So this goes into all those details. I'm going to post this thread also in the chat there. I'm not going to go through this whole one, but it's definitely worth looking because it's more generic information around stablecoins, but definitely a nice little thread there from Coinbase as well. So you can see some of the details there with this thread. As it goes through. There's only 13 points in that thread. So as always, Coinbase welcomes dialogue with regulators, policymakers, and public on the best way to regulate industry. And of course, you can see the pros and cons there for around the stablecoin USDC. So let's jump over to CZ. Now, CZ, obviously, we read this out yesterday. CZ talking about BUSD. CZ of Binance, of course. In summary, BUSD is issued and redeemed by Paxos, and funds are safe. We talked about all this yesterday, and of course we went through this whole detail here as well. Given the ongoing regulatory uncertainty in certain markets, we will be reviewing other projects in those jurisdictions to ensure our users are insulated from any undue harm there as well. So that's kind of cool. Also said here, Binance will continue to support BUSD for the foreseeable future. We do foresee users migrating to other stablecoins over time, and we're going to pull up on that theme later on. So stay tuned for that. That's around Pulsechain too, and we will make product adjustments accordingly, e.g. moving away from using BUSD as the main pair for trading. So this is kind of cool, and you'll see Pulsechain, we've got a project team that's working on this. It's going to help with Pulsechain, so very, very cool there. I'll post this link in the chat as well in case you want to watch that. So those are all in the chat there if you want to pull that up. But we did read that one out yesterday. We're going to get into Hex next. So before we do, let's catch up on the chats there. We've been talking about quite a few things, so let's do that. Let's see here what we got here. We're up to Jimrat Crypto, that was for sure. Let me get up to JPon. JPon's there. Smash them, everybody. Definitely smash the likes. A big welcome to everybody, of course. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell, and of course share the channel around. It does help a lot. Obviously, as we promote Pulsechain and Hex every single day, like clockwork. It's just the way it goes. Now, if you also want to join the channel as a member, hit the join button. We've got Pulseskins, Hexskins, the Richard Art Club, so you can join 3 different memberships. And of course, we have a free, and I emphasize free Discord. We have a free Discord with the best of information. We have all the links to Pulsechain, PulseX, and of course, we've got all the links to Hex, and of course, all the Pulsechain projects in the Pulsechain ecosystem. Not only do we have all the best information layout there, but you also have just the best community members that are so good and helpful. Everyone's looking out for each other, so jump in there. We've got audio chats and everything else in our Discord. It is free. I did see, the reason why I'm saying free is because there's quite a few influencers out in the space in our ecosystem that have got paid programs and paid Discords. Well, our Discord's free. Get in there, folks. Get in there, folks. All right, smash them. JPon says, definitely smash them. What else have we got there? We got JPon says, what's up, Superman? Epic content incoming. Hey, JPon, we're trying to do our best, that's for sure. Tufon says, thanks for another show, Superman. Hey, you're welcome. A big welcome to everybody, of course. Now, Tintop says, what's up, Hexskins? Good to see you, Tintop. Spike says, power to the people. That's what I say. Power to the people. Check my pulse in the house as well. Evening, everybody. Let's go, Hex go. Woohoo, Superman. Absolutely. Woohoo, Superman. Very, very cool. Yeah. Sucks. You guys, too much, too kind. All right, let's jump through some of these comments as well. We've got Detached Soul. Yo, a little late, but you're here, and that's what counts. That's what counts. We're about to get into Hex start next. With stock market and crypto looking glorious. Hex is looking pretty glorious too. Let me just jump over here. Got a few comments in the chat there. Check my pulse says big applause for breaking the 0.53 mark. Absolutely, that is true. What else do we got here? The Church of Universal Oneness says peace and prosperity, everybody. Good to see you. As always, let's jump through some of these. Ashley in the house as well. Hey, Ashley. Woo! Howdy all. I'm trying to jump through Sandy Beach and PSI, having a private conversation, so I'm just jumping through all those. Ramon says, oh, no, we're talking about another MRC, so we're jumping past that. Release, betting on Hex outperforming ETH and then swapping a percentage of my bag for ETH down the line to begin in staking my staking layer. Nice one there, Release. Cool. Yeah, so here is the NBC story that I talked about with Gary Gensler, new regulations. That is the Coinbase thread. You can go through that. That is the Binance thread there from CZ. So cool. Wilds in the house there. Anybody doing weight token? Yeah, most people that I know of are waiting for the weight token, so they're trying to accumulate as much as possible of that. We've got JB in the house as well. Evening, Hex Token family. Good to see you, JB. And a PSI says, I was hoping for a dip into the threes for Hex. Sonny could DCA some more. Snooze, you lose. That is true. We're currently going to be talking about Hex next. That is our next topic. Prology says the day is about to turn over. Yeah, it's turning over now. We're currently at the end of UTC time, so the day is turning over for Hex. Today's stakes that are coming out of Hex are pretty low from what I remember yesterday. Tomorrow's, they're starting to ramp up. We've got all these short stakers in Hex. We'll talk about that. So don't know. We shouldn't have too much Sell pressure normally around over the turn of the day, because today's stake was a particularly low day from memory of the 15th. Sandy Beach says, hey Briz, what else there? Let's jump through some of this. Let's jump through that. What else there? We've got StakeX says, when Superman is happy, I'm happy. Let's go Hexkins. Absolutely, man. I'm happy today. That's for sure. Ghostbusters and out there. Pulsechain, bam, 1000x by 2025. I like how you're talking there, Ghostbusters. I like that as well. I'm not afraid no 1000x. I'm not afraid no 1000x there. Let's jump through this up. J-Man and house there. Hello, everybody. Good to see J-Man. Check my pulse is being very patient, but looking forward to my first full bull run. Getting a little excited. Can't even imagine the feeling at the top. Glad I do it with you fine people. Absolutely. And we're going to talk about Hex in a second because it is on the tier here. StakeX says BTC. Wow, what a move. However, I am with Johnny Chaos. I don't think Hex need BTC to go up forward. Superman, your thoughts? Hey, look, if the ocean is moving up, then our ship is going to move higher. And of course, we may build out a bigger ship, but the ocean is still moving higher. I think that's kind of how I look at the analogy. So hopefully that helps. Legal Briz says Richard Dunn gone, disappeared like smoke on water. Nah, they're just working on the Pulsechain. He'll give us updates when he's ready. I'm sure that's no problem there. Looks like Pulse comes out by April, says Ghostbusters. Well, obviously with the testnet out yet, we have to push out our expectations of the mainnet. So that is like the earliest time frame. I always work on the earliest time frame, so not on what might actually be, but the earliest possible time frame. That's what I do normally on my chart. And so we're going to have to push that a little bit out by probably 2 weeks or so. So we just hit the 16th, so getting it before the mid-February hasn't happened. So once again, we keep pushing out our expectations. So that's cool. No problem, because I think that everything's going to line up pretty nicely. Let's get into it, folks. Hex chart. Let's do it. And just waiting for the studio to catch up with me. Bam, there it is. Look at that. You know it. That's looking good. Oh, man, it is looking so good. It is looking very good. Right, the doorbells rang. So here is Hex. This is a 15-minute chart. You guys know I like to do the smaller time frames. 15-minute chart just because it shows you all the intricacies here. But look at that. Isn't that glorious there? 5.409 cents there. We did get up to 5.45. Pretty nice here on the chart. This is the biggest pair, the USDC. Liquidity in the pool to $9.2 million in the top trading pool for USDC. We're up 9.5% on the 24 hours. Let's go to smaller time frames. Let's go to the hourly. This is the hourly chart there. That is the hourly chart. Look at that. And of course, we did previously try to challenge the 5.6. As Brendan pointed out the other day, we break that and anything's possible with the Hex price after that. We have got some natural targets. We're going to talk about that in a second. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly chart here. And that is the 4-hourly chart. So looking pretty good. Look at this nice, big, strong uptrend here. And really, we do really need to beat out this 5.6 to keep things dancing, at least zigzag along here and so forth. So that's kind of cool. Let's bring up the RSI. You can see the RSI on the 4-hourly here just hitting 70. Just hitting 70 here right now as we speak. But it can obviously go into the overbought territory. So still plenty of room on the 4-hourly. Still plenty of room on the 4-hourly there. Looking good for the weekend, right? We still got 2 more days of stock market. We've got the Thursday and Friday. So imagine that glorious run into the weekend. That would be awesome. Awesome, especially if the stock market builds on yesterday. That could be very, very nice appetite today. Now that's kind of cool. Let's go to the daily. So we've got the daily here. And the daily looking pretty nice here. 5.4 cents here. Bust through the 5.6 would be the key part there. And of course the next target. What's the next target? Well, that's natural targets in here. We've got the previous high here. That was at 5.787 cents there. So that is kind of the next sort of line there. And yeah, 5.6 is, we had some resistance here. To beat through that would be pretty cool. Resistance again twice there. That'd be pretty cool. So 7.387 is kind of the next room. We could push up to that. And then we've probably got 8.6 cents here as the next target. And then obviously we start moving up towards the 10-cent market where we had support becomes resistance. So 10-cent market in the game. So this is kind of the near-term one. 7.3 and of course 7.3, 8.6, and then 10 cents on my view here. Now on the daily, we haven't quite gone back into overbought territory, so we got a chance to break this 5.6. Let us know in the chat there what you guys think there, especially if you're into charting, and go for gold on that. Now that is the daily. Let's get rid of the RSI and talk about the 24-hour period. We've got up 9.4% on the 24 hours, looking pretty good. And that's pretty similar to Bitcoin, up 9%, so it's kind of interesting. We got 304 buys on the top trading pair, 58%. And of course, that's the trade activities. And then on the volume, we got 59% buy volume, $3.5 million versus 2.3 million just on this top pair alone, which has got 9.2 million liquidity in it, looking pretty good. Actually, that was at 9.2, so it's dropped below. So that is kind of cool. Last 6 hours, we have got still 53% buys and 62% buy volume. So we're still winning on the 6 hourly. The last hour, we've had probably slightly net selling there, 55%. So coming up to this resistance, basically, is where we are at the moment. So this is where the battle counts. Not really the jump up. That was kind of cool, but it's actually the battle of the top here. Are we going to break this and move higher? Or we're going to come down a bit here again. Obviously, that is the story we're going to be looking at there. So that is where we're at the moment on the charts. Let's have a quick look on the overlays. I'm going to bring the overlays soon, but let's look at liquidity on Uniswap on the same pair here. On Uniswap, let's have a check that out. And let us go to the volumes. Obviously, volumes were pretty good. They're coming down a little bit here, but liquidity is also looking pretty interesting. Let's have a look at that. So look at us. We're at the end. Oh, look at the buying. This is the buyers here. This is the bids. This is the sellers, the ask on the left here. And this is the price in red in the middle. And of course, look, we're about to push over. All we need is someone to come in and buy here. Now, this is just the spot, of course. This is in liquidity pools. This is not really, there's a lot of stuff off in limit orders. There's other stuff off market, which is basically sitting in people's wallets. And of course, that could come on at any time. And we see that all the time. So, but this gives us a base look here. And of course, man, we could push higher here. Look at this. We've got the 5.6. So where's the end of this pool here? 6.47. So that you might want to bring into the price something like that into your price targets as well. Obviously breaking 5.6, moving up to 6.5. That's something that kind of feels natural too. And that's kind of a cool target there. So very nice. All right, so let's have a look. That is the liquidity. Let's jump over to overall liquidity for Hex. And let's refresh this page here on lookintohex.com. Now, all these links in our Discord under useful links for the main chat. And, of course, look at this. The bids here, the buyers, $12.2 million across the board there, 70%. Yeah, and we're back in the right position. I mean, we were having that 40-60 flip. We were flipping around 60-40 between the bids and us. Now we're back in strong in the bids again, 70%, and, of course, 30% on the ask side there, looking really good. So cool. And we've got the top pairs here, Hex, USDC, 9.6 million in that, so forth. So dominating indeed. All right, now will we, with the pressure on the USDC, we'll be holding that as the right pair. We'll be shifting pairs. Will we be shifting pairs for Hex? We'll see in the future there. Obviously, the Sacrifice wallet has 51% in DAI. That's also underpinned by ETH and USDC. Will there be shift there? We'll be moving to will Hex be LUSD pairs in the future? Food for thought, right? Food for thought there. Yeah, we've got lots of changes happening. Crypto moves so fast. The regulators are on the backs. We've got to adapt and survive. That's what DeFi does. It adapts, it survives, it flourishes, it grows. So some food for thought there. All right, so that is liquidity on there. Let's jump over to the Hex Whalebot, and this is where a lot of the action has happened while I've been sleeping, for goodness sake. No, some of it did happen before I went tuned in for the evening. But of course, we're all on different hours. I'm at the bottom of the world in New Zealand. We're on different hours from people that are up in the UK, America, Europe, places like that. It's just the way it goes. So there we are. Let's look at the last 24 hours. We had 3.4 million Hex sold for 165K. What else do we have? We had a good accounting here. This was the first big buzz that hit the market. I was awake at this time. 300 million Hex here from the Hex God Wild there. A penalty, 19 million. And looks like Gerardo got involved here. Gerardo, you didn't want more penalty here. And of course, waiting 2 years to GA is more effective, etc. Lots of people's comments. This is the one here by Hextranaut, so a big shout out to him. And of course, posted look into Hex here. Did the old so Gerardo there, look into Hex. did the good accounting. And of course, that's a big payout for us. Also stops the bleed out for the Hex Godwell account there. So that was kind of cool to see that. Let's have a jump into the account. So cool. You can see that the penalty here, the good accounting penalty going to the Hex OA wallet here, the CO3. So that's kind of cool. So that was big news, and everyone's talking about that. We got the 3.3 million Hex bought for 20 hours there, 162,000. So very nice. A million Hex in stake there, penalties as well, 1.1 million. A huge penalty day today. We're going to be seeing that in the Hex Daily stats coming up towards the end of the live stream. Stay tuned for that. So that's kind of cool. And what else there? Now, we have seen a lot of penalties, a lot of early in stakes in the last 30 days. I think they're up 16%, the emergency in stakes. And that's a function of the price. So this is becoming pretty much a pattern we see time and time again, of course, is, as the price goes up, a certain amount of Hex stakers, they early emergency in stake. Maybe that's the right play. But we all know that's kind of ludicrous at this time. Anyway, not investment advice, but it's interesting to see that pattern time and time again. Reward there, they got some more penalties there early in the in stake on that one. 3.5 million bought 14 hours ago. 1 million Hex stake for 5555. Yoo-hoo! That's how we roll, and that is worthy of a horn. You don't do much better than that. 1 million Hex stake for 555 days, 116 T-shares. Very, very nice. You can imagine how much that's going to accumulate in Hex. That's going to be very glorious. 3.3 million Hex sold, 173k 8 hours ago. This is the Hex Godwell here, 2.1 billion in staked here as well. 27 million Hex reward, a 1.3% ROI, 10% APY there, a 45-day stake there, and of course the T-shares. I said it was about 100,000 T-shares. This one here in particular is 93,990. So we're should see that in the Hex Daily stats come out with a 100,000 reduction in the ownership pool. Dramatic. So we're at just under 10.3 million. That should take us down to under 10.2, and that should lift the base reward. What else is this going to happen to this investment? Of course, what will it do in the future? We're going to look at that as well. So that was kind of cool. Then we had a 300 million Hex here in stake here as well. That was the penalty that we talked about, 17 days late. What else? We had some more penalties in here from another staker, emergency in stakes. Like I say, it's up 16% on the EES, which means if you're Hex staking Hex, you get paid. You get paid for them emergency in staking there. Another one here as well. This keeps, look at this, all of these million here. 3.8 million stake for 940 days. Another new stake there. What else there? 4.3 million. Beautiful ROI. Look at this, 157%, 49% APY there. Woohoo! 6.7 million Hex on 4.3 million. Congratulations. That's an OG stake there. 1,165 days. That's really early. So what's that? Day 5, day 6 of Hex? OMG. That is pretty cool. Let's see what people say about that. That is pretty cool. No one really picked up the observation of that, but that's a really early Hex stake there. All right, so 1.2 million Hex staked for 3,900 days. Woohoo! Another one there, looking good there. Another 1.2 million staked as well. That's awesome. So over to, what's that, 11 years, something like that. 1.2 million Hex staked for another day there. Man, oh man, look at this T-shares. 1.2 million again. Oh my gosh, so glorious. What a 24 hours. Packed full of goodness in there, as you guys can see. So that was awesome. And I love going through those. This is the Hex Godwell account here. We're looking at all the stakes that it has. Just in this one account, and of course $423 million here with the Hex. Hey, look, here's some food for thought. Exit plan for Hex Godwell. Let's assume. I don't want to make too many comments, but I'm gonna leave it. How am I going to talk about this? Hex Godwell exit plan. Let me know what you think the exit plan, if you think there is one. If you think there's an exit plan, because there's a scenario where there's no exit plan. But let's say you think there's an exit plan. Let me know in the chat there what you think the exit plan is. And if someone pulls it up, I will talk about it. How about that? I think it's a bit of fun. I like having fun. Let's do it that way. So this is wallet 666D. And of course, you can see all the stakes coming out there as well. So cool. You can see projections and stuff like that. And so on. So you can see all the stakes coming out. Pretty nice there. Huge X returns. Look at these 300 X's and stuff like that. I mean, glorious there. So that's kind of cool. 10 stakes in this one. A particular wallet has obviously many other wallets, but we're going to jump from that. And let's have a look here. So what I want to talk about was the emergency end stakes here. We can see it on here, up 16.637% here. This is on hexbase.de. So hexbase.de. And of course, I don't think I actually have this in the, actually, maybe I do. Not sure if I think I have this in useful links. So if it's not there, I'll put that there. Emergency end stakes 35 in the last 30 days, up 16%. And that's really a function of the price, right? So cool to see that. All right, 196 end stakes there as well. We're going to get to Hedron. Hedron is at 2,356. That's pumped as well. Has got as high as 2,493. And of course, we've had 55 buys, 65%. And of course, 60% volume, $456,000 versus 302 on the 24 hour. Let's have a look at the RSI. RSI is still well below overbought. There's a 60, but bullish. And the buyers here, look at this. Buyers continue to be bullish and confirmed trend on the DMI down here. So the green is the buyers. The orange is the confirmed trend. Anything over 25. And of course, it's sitting at 42. The sellers are down at 16. Poor little sellers. No one's selling at the moment. Hedron is on a run. And of course, that is the play. Let's look at Hex stakes, Hex auctions. We're in the second wave, remember. What did it start 2 days ago, was it? And we've got 25 auctions in the house there. So let me jump back up here. Oh, we've got a warplane. We're being invaded. Warplanes is flying over. We've got 4,055 Hex HSIs in the liquidation queue. We've got all these Hex stakes coming up at the moment, and some big ones, some giant ones here up for grabs. If you've got lots of Hedron, go shopping, because there's some big deals here. We've got 517 T-shares, 4 million Hex up for grabs. It's currently got 8.4 billion on it. It's got 2 hours to go, just under 2 hours to go. That is awesome. We've got another million one here. Remember, there were over 90 of these originally. And of course, that's kind of where we're at. 89 was the starting amount, but we're over 90 probably by now. We've got 129 T-shares in there. That's got also under grabs. We've got lots of decent ones here. 74 T-shares, 75, 72, 74, 71. I mean, there's so much here. Another million, 130, 130, and then another million here, 145. So the big players that will be bidding on these folks, they're going to be fun to see that. And what does that mean? Big burn. What does big burn mean? That means less Hedron around. What does it also mean? More rewards for Hedron, Hedron, Icosa, and Watsa holders. So stakers and holders there. It's awesome. So another good round here. Let's hope we get some good results. All right. Now, over the last 24 hours, 2 Watsa NFTs have been burned. 352 M points, and we're down to 21,630 Watsa NFTs. So that is that was 24 hours ago though. This always coming in a bit late, but that is the Watsa burn. Now we're going to get into the Pulsechain project updates. Before we do that though, we're going to jump over to the chat and see what some of the comments have been. So let's catch up on that. Where did I get up to? It's up here. We definitely got up to that. Where do we get up to there? All right. Xenologist says Hex at 5 cents, 20x to $1. Stake Hex says thank me later. When Superman is happy, I'm happy. I definitely got up to that comment. Sandy Beach says I'm waiting. I didn't read that comment, so that's kind of cool. What else there? Legal Blitz says Richard Dunn disappeared. I answered that one. What else there? Scroll down to there. Hardy Hexalorian says so next to the 7th tomorrow, a hot night. The big whale didn't sell till now. Yeah, let's see what you think is going to be in play there. PSI says I feel like the little breather in Hex and the general market is really a healthy sign, says PSI. PSI says new floor 6.34 Hex per T-share is the new floor. Wow, that's going to be so good. And we're going to talk about that with the Hex Daily stats coming up, so stay tuned for that. I hope their exit plan is to start a bank. That'd be pretty fun. Click the like and make this channel legendary, says Hardy X Lauren. I like that. Do smash the bell there. Hey, that was pretty quick. I got through those comments pretty fast there. That was pretty nice. All right, let's get into it. So no one actually pointed the point out there. So under one scenario, they're talking about an exit plan. Then one could reasonably see Pulsechain as the exit plan. So we may see some more buying even from the Hex Gold Whale in there. So it's going to be interesting to see that play out. So stay tuned. That's where I think the exit plan would be, the Pulsechain, PulseX. So that would be a good scenario for the old Hex Godwell. We will see, eh? Stay tuned. You only need, when you're that wealthy, you only need to sell a little bit too, is the other side of things if you're going to sell. And you might as well sell into Pulsechain, Pulsex, the main chain. Anyway, so that's cool. Let's jump away from there. We've got, where are we going here? We're going to jump out of there. We've covered those two topics. We've got Hex at the moment at 5.44. It looks like it's going to try and do it. Yes, it can do it. Yes, it can. That is the daily. Let's have a look at the 15 minutes. That's the 15-minute chart there. Let's do it, man. 5.6. Let's bust out of here. Let's bust out of here and leave under 5 cents alone. But let's get into the Pulsechain project updates. Okay, PXDC. So one of our 4 native stable coins to Pulsechain, and this is one of the 2 algorithmic ones in the sense that they're exogenous, both exogenous based. PXDC based on PulseX as the collateral, and of course always redeemable for $1 PLSX. Rewards for protocol participation, liquidity fork, mechanics to keep $1 peg, immutable, no counterparty risk. Obviously, that is the one of the issues there with the regulators. Earn protocol coming to Pulsechain, very, very nice as well. So that there is in response to Binance CEO CZ. Crypto industry will probably move to non-dollar stables. Now, I told you earlier when we were covering CZ's thread that he was talking about that too. They will protect their users, and they will probably move to non-dollar stable coins. So you can see that Power City liquid loans are going to be very important for that schema, both based on Pulse and PulseX. So you can't do much better than that. And we see how liquidity is being priced up in the market. It is very, very cool. We might actually pull that up. Let's do that actually. Let's go to Nomics. And let's pull up liquidity there and have a look and see how that price action has gone. So I think it's this one here, and it is at 1.7 to 85 cents. Let's have a look at the all-time period, and definitely had a big rally on that. Oh, let's jump out there. That's not showing there. So just had a big rally recently, as you can see. The pump 69 cents, all pumped all the way up. This is on the let me have a look here. Last week. Is this last week? Let me look here. Yeah, last week here. So last week we pumped from 68 cents all the way up here on liquidity. This is what PulseX and Pulse and Liquid Loans are forking on the ETH chain, and it went to $1.06. Currently at 85 cents there. Really cool. That is the platform coin, so equivalent to like loan token on Liquid Loans. Let's have a look here at LUSD, which is the stable coin component. And have a look at that. Should be at a nice premium. Actually pretty modest at the moment, 1.008, so it's not as high as I expected it to be, but definitely the liquidity has been priced up there, so it's kind of cool. Let's have a look at the last month on the stablecoin. So it actually had a little dip a day ago, which is kind of bizarre. 99.4. This is the strongest stablecoin. It has been at 102. So in the last month, earlier in the month, it was at $1.02. So a premium there on the peg. So that's liquidity there. So we're going to have 2 of those. Power City is going to be one of them. Very, very cool. Bullish for us. The other one, of course, is going to be Coast with the Fiat. I don't think they'll run into any problems because they've got no custodial. They just got the bank intermediary, so that's good for them. Not doing staking or anything like that we're off. They will have some Hex benefits or fees or something like that. So that's kind of cool. And then we've got BankX, which is going to be some sort of hybrid between many models there based on Frax as a basis rather than MakerDAO, which liquidity is based on, and hence Pulse, Power City, and Liquid Loans. So that's kind of cool. That is Power City, and of course the other update there that we had is also Yahoo. So we talked about Kraken putting us in there in the proper price list on their site at number 11 hexes there on Kraken, one of the biggest exchanges. So very, very cool, top 10. So that's awesome. We are breaking down those walls. Break down those. What's that old move that truck? Move that bus. No, move that bus. Was it the big makeover where they give away houses to people that need? Move that bus. Well, move that wall. So the walls are falling, man, one by one. You can see that we are almost. We're moving from glorious to out of this world for Pulsechain and PulseX. Look, last year it was so bad for the centralized exchanges for CeFi, and now we've got stablecoins under attack from the regs. That DeFi is just getting amplified, and who is going to be taking over DeFi? Pulsechain and PulseX, man. It's going to be insane in the membrane. We've got non-stop influencers that have sacrificed big influencers that don't cover Hex in particular. They're covering the usual Bitcoin margin trading and other stuff. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And of course, they're all sacrificed. You can see it's going to be glorious. This thing's going to be it'll be super viral. It's going to be so epic. So very cool. Yahoo now also adding Hex into the right position there at the top page list here. Look, top 25, and look at this. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Number 11, just like on Kraken as well. So awesome, 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 awesome. I don't know how that goes, but that was cool, that movie. All right, so we're going to move on from there. Where do I get this stuff from, man? Where do I get this stuff? It's crazy. Who knows? Who knows where this stuff comes from? PSI says it wouldn't take much to get the Hex Investment Trust off the ground. Would be great if the Godwell would invest in that and get it off the market. Yeah, so I think the Hex price has probably got up to the point now where they must have reached that $10 million probably. That's my suggestion. I don't know. It connects, we'll have to tell, but we must be getting pretty close to that. They also said they didn't have 50 investors. They were probably not too far from that. Maybe they got 45. I don't know. But that's the other thing that they have to hit as well. I think they have to both. If that's cool, then go public, and that's going to take some time, right, to go through the process. That could take 6 months, 9 months. So, but they did say that they had a fast path to get that public, and that's fundamental. That is a big deal for Hex moving forward. Brazology says, if someone trades Hex for Pulsechain, does that make the price of Hex go down at all? Like how selling Hex for USDC drives the price down, does it work the same? Well, it's going to work in pair with the other pairs that are, say, linked to one of the stable coins. So wherever it dominates, it is arbitrage. So Detached Soul says, did I miss news on V3? We're going through Pulsechain projects at the moment. There's no V3 update here today. We're just going through Pulsechain projects as part of the Hex system. As good as liquid loans will be, you need to be a big fish to benefit as a loan stake. I agree with that. Power City could be the better play against PulseX because your capital will get a much higher relative share versus a total stacked. Yeah, that's probably true too. You know it's a good day when Superman's chanting like an ape. Yeah, that's true. Yes, Briz, it does, says Detached Soul. Hodl your PulseX and Pulse do not swap and lose it, but most will do that and lose it at all. Right, cool. Brazology says thanks to the Detached Soul. Nice. All right, let's get up. So that's good news. That's our second bit of good news there. The third part was a clarification. So yesterday I posted the video of Alex McFurter with his Pulsechain data center. And of course, I knew what he was probably going to use it for, which is validating, but it's not clear in the video. But he says, I don't think I had to spell it out, but the data center I'm building has nothing to do with Pulsechain officially. Of course, we knew that, right? So I knew that part. But I am doing it to host validators, which is what I presumed he was doing it for. But this is stuff I didn't realize he was going to be doing it for, and that is provide infer and graph-like services for his own accord. So that's kind of cool there as well. So yeah, but this is what I'd like to see. And you guys know that when you stake on Ethereum, you can either set up your own, like get a computer, set up your own node for Ethereum and become a validator, or at least a node. You don't even have to be a validator, you can be a node as part of the network. And if you stake 32 ETH, you can be a node by yourself, solo staking, or you can do pooled staking. And of course, there's lots of different service providers that help with that, and some that also do if you haven't got 32 ETH. So if you got less than that, you do that. And of course, centralized exchanges do ETH staking as well. And of course, as validators, and you can earn fees that way. Obviously, you don't own the keys to your coins when you do that. You're typically staking on their platform. But if you've got less than 32 ETH, then that's a good thing. You can pull in for that and benefit from validating as well. Now, obviously, in Pulsechain, we could have people like Alex McFurter with his database hosting validators, and of course, maybe helping the small guy under 32 million pulse. Is he like that, the small guy? Under 32 million. And of course, doing that. So that could see some really nice innovation in the space for that. Excited to see where that might head. So that's kind of cool. My speculations on the last part, of course, but that's kind of host validators seems like a cool place there. Maybe he'll just hold third-party validators. He may not provide a validator as a service or staking as a service, but maybe he just allows people to host their validating on there. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so that's kind of cool from Alex. That's our number 3. Number 4 is Rackham Marcel. Yeah, boy. Rackham Marcel, the biggest sacrifice, the biggest whale. This is huge. Rackham Marcel here. Biggest whale, one of the biggest whales. Rackham Marcel there is also major news incoming, press release. So Rackham Marcel is back on deck, posting updates. This is our second update now. And of course, last time it was a staffing update. with the CTO and stuff like that, I think it was. Now we've got a update around patent for one of their 4 products. We know they're doing an exchange, the Middle East there, with the on-ramp, off-ramp, centralized exchange, on-ramp, off-ramp. So that's really bullish for Pulsechain and a listing site. Those are the 3 things that are particular. But they also got a 4th product, EB Control, which gives you government level security, particularly for your information PC and things like that. So this is a new patent that they've got. Everything blockchain granted a foundation patent for EB Control. So that's that 4th product. That's the government level security one. That's already out now. You can actually download that and all that. Technology company that is blending blockchain, DBMS, and zero trust is deliver a distributed new ways to store, manage, and protect data. Today announced that it has been granted a US patent, and of course this will enhance security, encryption, and decryption system by the United States Patent and Trademark Office. The patent validates the transient symmetric key technology foundation to the EB control application, which I got up there, protecting data on the owner's local device by securing by creating. So let me read that again. Protecting data on the owner's local device by creating a secure vault which can be stored, transported, and shared. With this technology, the owner maintains complete control for the life of the data. So that's kind of really neat. Today, reports of data breaches and compromise of sensitive user information have become commonplace. Despite their prevention workloads, the burden of key management ultimately falls on the shoulders of the IT. Falls on the shoulders of IT and security teams. By generating unique keys that only exist at the time encryption takes place, EB Control has eliminated key management for users by automating this responsibility. EB Control helps organizations dodge the huge issues that they may have. So that press release goes on. But that's kind of cool in the space of security. Very cool indeed. So I thought that was kind of cool from Rack and Michelle. We'll look forward to more, particularly around the centralized exchange. We haven't heard an update for a while. And of course, the listing site, and which will be Pulsechain, Pulsechain favored, sure. And of course, the on-ramp, off-ramp there as well. Now, one thing I want to make about that centralized exchange, if we get update, is that people I think they don't understand the amount of capital that could potentially flow through this exchange that Rackham's building. So I think people should give a lot more credence to what Rack and Michelle's doing in the space, and they're going to benefit directly. So yeah, food for thought there, food for thought. So that is really cool, and nice to see Rack and Michelle back on deck. Very cool indeed. All right, we're going to get the Hex Daily stats. That is hot off the press. We got front run a little bit there, but hey, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All right, what else we got? We got some more comments. Let's. What else we got there? That's pretty much it. So yeah, cool. We've got Hex Daily stats. We've got day 1171, the 15th of. Oh, I've got some comment written up on the page there. Where did I find that? Sort of hiding there. Ghostbusters. Hodl. Day 1171, folks. And we've got the 15th of February 2023. This is the end day results. And of course, 5.4 cents. Very, very cool. Up 9.4%. Awesome. We'll take that to the bank. The payout per T-share is at 7.31. Just one thing to notice too, I noticed that the X return here from all-time low is now back at 957, so we're almost back at 1,000 X here, which is kind of neat to see that. T-share price is at $1,396 and dollars. That's how much it costs T-share. Obviously, longer pays better. We'll get that for a third of the price. The share rate is up 82 today to 25,835. And of course, tomorrow we're expecting the big move, around about 600 Hex per T-share. So look forward to that in the projection. We're going to talk about that. That is here. So we're looking for this big move here. We've got this little jump here. We can see that in there. But we're looking for this big move on the 16th. So that could be a day away there on that one. So that is due to come up there with our T-share projection from Hexfire. So that's kind of cool. We do have tomorrow the staking. So we had a small day staking coming out today, so that should be good for the price. We do have all these short stakers. These are our big short stakers that we have. They have this is the next 4 months. This is the global staking, and we can see we've got 188 million coming out tomorrow. That's 8,400 T-shares and so on. So then we drop down to this 117 million Hex, etc. We've got a few of these short stakers here. Now most of these will just restake because they want to have either scraping interest, or they want to have the flexibility with their liquid Hex, and maybe for Pulsechain, maybe just for general flexibility there. Now, they also all going to end up, if that 600 hex T-share, when it comes out on the 16th, they'll all have to pay 600 hex more per T-share that they have. So they've got 100 T-shares, they're going to have to pay 600 hex more per T-share. So it's going to be crazy on that one. What's that, 60,000 something? So pretty big. All right, so that is the staking there for the next 4 months. Let us get on here. We've got the average stake length 6.75 years. And that's a big jump. Look at that. Woohoo! All those big long stakes there. We've got and of course the short stakes coming out. So the big stake coming out yesterday, the Hex got well, and of course those longer stakes, we've jumped up all the way from 6.5 to 6.7. So cool. We like that. Pull out the short ones, make more long ones, and we get a big jump. That's a massive 6.751. That's huge. All right, so people are going to be around for a long time together, that's for sure. APY 44.97%. Paid out in hex terms, amazing. So big boost there from the emergency insight penalties. Good accounting, very cool. Liquidity in the pool, we're down to a measly 68.8 million, but let's get that down. Let's get down. Let's hit 50 million, man. Let's keep going. Let's go down to 10 million. That's crazy. Now because we've got this much, let's go back and look what we had when we had the all-time high of hex. Let's do it just for fun. We're gonna have to go back quite far, but let me just find the date here so I'm not too far away. So we'll go back to September, going all the way back here. This is just for fun. I'm just doing this on the fly. So let's have a look here. September. Now let's go get the right date here. We might pick a date, maybe the 18th. That sounds pretty good to me. 48 cents. How much did we have in the pool at the time? Let's have a look here. We had 58 million hex in the time in the pool, but we had $35 million. All right, we had 35 million in there, and we got 58.7 was in the liquidity pool. So let's see what happens there. Interesting comparison. Anyway, so that is that's a Back to the Future look there. Let's have a look at the T-shares. T-shares down a whopping, I said 100,000 or so, and this is that was just for the Hex Gold Bar, but look, we're down 137,000 T-shares. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Woo-hoo-hoo. Hot doggity dog. We got so much happening, man. This is just, we're not even in the big real bull run yet. We're not even a real bull run yet. Like, this is crazy. It's unbelievable. So if you've got T-shares, you are now even in a more exclusive club. But what will that big stake do? Are they going to restake short term? We'll see what happens in that space. Stay tuned. That could be a growing story that we have. Big sky well, but down 137,000 T-shares, down to 10,140,000 T-shares. Unbelievable. Are we gonna? That's just crazy. That's crazy. We did have quite a few longer stakes today. We saw those people staking million hexes here and there. But man, look at that. That's some crazy stuff right there. Very cool. What an exciting day to be in Hex, and Pulsechain's coming. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the best. Pulsechain's going to change the future of DeFi, change the future of crypto. It's going to be epic. You can see the manifestations, the green shoots of it today, just spearing itself. Pretty neat. All right, let's jump over to the stake percentage coins. 9.72% is staked. This is back to normal. We're back down there. Very cool. And of course, the penalties today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, around the world. There's 26 million hex. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. We got this all on. All this down now. All right, so that is pretty amazing. 26 million. Congratulations, T-shareholders. Check out hex.com, folks. Buy Hex, stake Hex, get your T-shares. Longer pays better, bigger pays better, earlier pays better because the share rate's going up. And of course, welcome. You're going to get a copy on Pulsechain. Welcome to the best ecosystem. Airdrops, you get plenty of airdrops. People love the Hexicans, and the airdrops keep coming as well. It's a great, glorious place to be. You get yield from your stakes. Price appreciation potential is ginormous. Obviously, nothing is financial advice. Do your own due diligence. But man, check out hex.com. If you have any questions, get into our Discord. So the wallets on Ethereum up 100 to 319,652. Our stakers are up 58 to 118,701. Total holders up 232 to 530,976. That is day 1171, folks. We are now on day 1172, the third month of Hex's fourth year. We have smashing down the gates. Yahoo listings, Kraken listings, they keep coming. and of course the big two will capitulate because Pulsechain is coming, and of course we are going to rule the world. We're going to rule the world. All right, so cool. We got the Hex payout today. Minimum payout, as Brizology said earlier, minimum payout is 6.347 at the moment. 6.347 Hex per T-share, and this is going to go up and to the right. It's going to curve very steeply, so getting those T-shares is very important. And a lot of people that accumulate a lot of T-shares out in the future, they probably won't even have to sell much of it down. I mean, that's the whole thing, is that if you got so much of something, you only need to sell a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if that behavior holds. Kind of has a logic to it, and it's going to be fun to see that play out in the future. Very, very cool. But of course, we're still going to go through cycles of redistribution with the price charts and things like that. And of course, we see the retail book getting redistributed from some of the whales. We looked at the Hex stakes, Hex staker leagues yesterday, and could see that some of the some of the sharks and I think dolphins, we'd seen some of that happen there. So cool. That is it. 6.347 Hex per T-share as the base. What penalties will we get today? Maybe not so much today, probably, but still looking pretty good there. Maybe the price, though, might force, as we saw, a 60% increase in EES stakes, and maybe that we might see a few more as the price rises. So cool. All right, that is it. We did it. 71 people watching at the moment. Big shout out to you all. We're now in 10 minutes into the live stream. Let's go back to the Hex chart and hang out for a couple of minutes while we enjoy this price. 5.429. Can it break 5.6? If it does, we've got a potential another leg on this. That would be very cool to see as well. So that would be neat. Let's have a look here. Let's see what is in the comments. PSI says all good. As liquid loans will be, you need to be a big fish to benefit as a loan staker. Power City, I think we covered that one, so sorry about that. Doubling up on there. Check My Pulse says, where do you stake your Hedron? On ICOSA, on the ICOSA app, and then you can find it in the useful links on the Discord. Then just go to useful links and you'll find the whole section on ICOSA Hedron there as well, and that's next to the section on Maximus, so you'll be able to find the link there. PSI says like $1,000 in liquid loans with 50 million SAC and 1 million Power City. Yes, that's right, and I pointed that point out in my top 10 video. That the upside per Power City is dramatic compared to that. Yeah, I agree. But you got to remember that if people put 50 million in there, Hex Godwell put in a ton. He's getting all his out at the end of 2 years. So there's that magnitude impact, that size impact that may play out as well. Katie has posted you the app.icosa pro link. Nice. Matt and Bali in the house there. Good morning, Superman and all. Good to see you, Matt. And Detached Shoal says, depending on your local tax laws, it is my also trigger a tax event, so you need to pay taxes. Not sure what that was about there. Sorry about that. Jumping in on some privacy comments. Let's jump through all these. Jump through that. Man, a lot of private conversations going on. I love it. But I have to jump through them all. I miss the tune, says Mix. That's hilarious. We're one day closer, mix. Oh my god, internet money going up. Hey, look, I haven't even checked the other tokens. Let's have a quick look and see what some of them. We've got a few minutes to spare, so let's have a look at some of the other tokens. ICOSA is up 24%. It's up at 82 cents. My goodness, well done to ICOSA stakers, man. Up 82 cents there on ICOSA. Awesome. Look at that. Congratulations. That's great. 82 cents, man. That's looking good. With the yield and that, they're very, very nice. Let's have a look at some of the others here. Internet money, you said, was doing well. Trying to see that here. Let me just filter by 24 hours. Yeah, I don't see that internet money. That's up 4%, so I don't see that doing particularly. Check it up. They're looking to launch in the next 6 weeks. The internet money multi-chain, ETH and BSC, I believe. So that's looking good. What else there? PSI says, I'm curious when people will start staking in B shares, what will be the price when it's over 100,000 Hex, 1 million Hex per T share? Or would it be judged in USD terms like 100 Hex? Well, all you have to do is divide the price at the moment of a T share by 1,000, and then you get the B share value, And of course, that's probably what people are going to be talking about. I still think we're some way off there. I think Hex probably has to get back up towards, and I don't know, my view, probably 50 cents. Let me know in the chat what you think, but that's kind of where I feel about that. Archipelago says, Superman, we're going to have to get you a late subscription, or a late subscription when the bull run starts. There will be so much information I'll have to stream 24/7. I like that, Archipelago. Fortunately for me, Archipelago, and fortunately for you, we have about 150 streamers, and when Pulsechain launches, all the big streamers in the crypto space, like the truly big giants with 500,000 to 1.5 million subs, they'll be streaming as well about X and Pulsechain. So I'm sure we'll be fine, but I will definitely be streaming hardcore. B shares blues. Wookie says, what comes after a bull run? Wookie stamped run. I don't know, maybe. Smash the like, everybody, says Rango. Thanks, man. You're a legend, says Japon. I appreciate that. Thanks very much. Hey, the community is a legend, in my view. Community is awesome. We've got a great community. Wow, Bitcoin doing a big run up right now. Let's pull that back up, actually. Let's have a look at the market here. We've still got a few minutes to go. Actually, we've reached the normal time I'd finished, 1 hour 15. Oh, yes, we're doing it. I said 25, didn't I? I really wanted to hit 25. That's very bullish. If we can do that, if we can get over 25 BTC, that's super bullish there. The ocean is rising, Briz. The ocean is rising. Any questions, ask away, says KD. Cryptos might be doing a mini bull run right now. It does look like that. 25 is going to be pretty key, though, I think. Getting over 25, it's going to be important. Sweet. Nice observation today, Briz, there. Yeah, boy. And just to let you, Briz, know, I do love the Hex payout more than the Briz. All right. I got to end the show now. No, just kidding. Briz and I both love it equally as much, except I like it equally a little bit more. Is that way we go? I don't know. I'm going to get in trouble, I think. All right. So Bitcoin rallying while we're on live stream. Pretty awesome. Let's go back and I'm having a look at a few others here. I've got some of the other charts here. Let's have a quick look at some of those. The airdrop free claims. I've got this as a different view. So we've got Zen is up 9%, 9 up, back up to 1,200. What else is here? We've got Weight Token is rallying up 10% as well on the Weight Token. That's kind of cool. And Communist there is up 13%. So nice. Let's have a look at Pulse Bitcoin ecosystem quickly. Just while we're at it. They're all up. Pulse Bitcoin up 8%. ASIC's only up 1.47. They had a nice little move up, but that's not really rallying. Maybe it might have a delayed move. That's kind of where that is. Maximus, let's have a look at Maximus. Man, I was really saddened. Oh, there we are, up 16% from Maxi, 15% for Desi. So maybe we're getting a bit of recalibration there. They do have different liquidity pools as well, like, you know, the liquidity size. So that's probably one of the only criticisms I can think that's kind of decent. 90% is on Maxi, is the premium, so it's gone back up. That's kind of cool. And the premium for Decimus, the 10-year perpetual, that is at 83, so that's closed the gap a little bit there. That was down dramatically yesterday, 21% discount, amazing. But of course, people are pricing the near term over the long term. That's pretty much it on there. What else were we going to have a look at? I think that was it, was it? I think so. Texan Token, let's have a quick look at Texan Token, see how that's doing. Texan Token, that is up 0.5%, so not doing particularly well at the moment, and should be doing well, right, in this market. So obviously competing with other projects, but that is, I mean, overall it's looking okay, but it's not really moving on today's up move. Must be in some lake there somewhere. So that is kind of cool. That is the markets, and BTC is rocking it, up 11%. And Hex also has the right environment if we're going to move over 5.6. Hey, look, I think we've got the right environment for it right now. Leading into the weekend, let's see how we go as well. So very low chance, in my view, that Hex will roll over. More likely that it will go up, given the current environment that we're in with the momentum and the move of Bitcoin up. What else there? BNB pot. Yeah, we're going to quickly look at the BNB pot. Sorry, I didn't pull that up. The BNB pot there. We're going to look at that. It's not on my main list, on the pulse pot. Oh yeah, that's had a nice move. Nice move on BNB pot. Okay, so that's up $3. It's at $3.36, and that is up. Yeah, because Archipelago is saying that. What made me look at the other chart. So that is up $3.36. A nice move back up there. It's cool. And we've got the percentages up 69%. Nice. And good trading buys too. 115 versus 125. That's like a pretty decent trade numbers there. And the buy volume 58%. So good on that one. Good on that one. And far from the overbought too as well. So that's BNB Pot. Now I'm going to be interviewing, hopefully interviewing BNB Pot Jacob coming up soon. I just need to organize it. That was on my list to do today. Brazil says about the T-shirt payout, not true. Lol, so not true, says Briz. You'd have to double down on that, Briz. You had to double down. Humberto says, thank you, Superman, for everything you have done for the moral of our community. Awesome days up ahead. Absolutely, Humberto. And Brazil has the third, he comes in for the third time. No one loves the Daily Payout more than me. All right, well, I'll have to give you the horn for that. Yeah, you up clap. Everyone's clapping you, Bruce. Looks like you bit me up. I bit me down that one. Zen Cryptoids in the house there with the fire. Good to see you. And PSI Hex says Hex was trending number 4 on Coinbase today. Awesome. That's awesome. I was actually going to talk about Coinbase, but I didn't end up bringing that up, PSI. So thanks for talking about that. Got my first ladder stake ending in March. Going to restake at the end of my ladder and keep rolling. Nice one there. Check my pulse. Now, talking about that, I see that Rags to Riches says he's got his first, because he's OG, got his first stake coming up in summer, American time. So that's like winter for us, although our summer's been a bit like winter. It's been a pretty bad season. I think we've only had, like, I don't know, maybe we've had a week worth of proper sunshine, I don't know, in 2 months. Was it 2.5 months now? Maybe we've had 2 weeks of sunshine, I don't know, but it doesn't feel like much. Got my first ladder stake ending. Yeah, so Rag says that he's probably going to end up staking his first stake coming out. So same logic there. Pulse Fusion says, hey Superman, great stream champ, mini bull run, but be careful, DGN's FOMO is real, but do your own investment gold project like X and Pulsechain X system. The future is bright now. Absolutely, Pulse Fusion, absolutely. Yeah, so I think we see that the chart's moving quite strongly. Where it also take profits as when you can. That's the other side, depending on what you're doing, of course. BNBP updates is PSI. Yeah, I'm looking to have that have a full interview with Jacob after they've come back from their holiday that they've just finished. They're back on deck, as you know. PSI brought today to check my pulse. Nice, love the horn. Oh, and the daily payout too. Yeah, that's true. You do. What else there? PSI says some Hex payout lovers are more equal than others. Man, you're stirring the pot there, PSI, but that's true. That's true. All right, how are we up to? We're up to an hour and 20 minutes, and we've got the price at 5.41. But increasingly, Bitcoin has moved up again. So it moved from 24,200 to 24,562. And of course, ETH. Remember, the altcoins typically move after the Bitcoin moves, but the Bitcoin needs to consolidate. Can't just be a bit of a flash in the pan. And of course, we could see maybe we'll start seeing double digits. That's when you know in a bull market. When you start getting double-digit increases on the altcoins. So looking pretty good at the moment. Probably should have got a drink, but I didn't. Hey. What else there? We got Pulse Fusion says, man, I missed out on the 17 cents. Any chance Hex will retest that, or it's gone, Superman? I guess. Oh, you mean the 1.7 cents? Retest that, or it's gone, Superman? I get. Well, as we move higher, Pulse Fusion, and as Pulsechain gets closer, like Testnet and Pulsechain, getting bottoms like that, like getting a lower price, is harder and harder. And I think the market's kind of priced in the Fed rate hikes for May and for March, and to some extent May. May is not fully priced in, but definitely March. But yeah, if they stop there, it may be very hard for us to see 1 cent from the crypto. 1.7 cents from the crypto point of view. There's nothing really on the horizon that I see. Obviously, we're under pressure from regulators. So that could have a damaging impact on stable coins if that does, rapidly. But that also takes a little bit of time. We'll see how many of those letters go out and stuff like that. So, but I think it's unlikely. Is probably a way I put that. At the moment. Man Barley says, "How are you doing, Superman, and the rest of New Zealand after the cyclone? The earthquake yesterday near Wellington." Yeah. So we had the cyclones, we had the earthquakes. It's Judgment Day. It's Judgment Day in good old New Zealand. And if you know our government, you can't see the reason why we wouldn't. But anyway, it's obviously pretty concerning now. I think we lost a couple of people's lives, 4 people or something in the cyclone. But yeah, I don't think we lost anyone in the earthquake. But yeah, definitely a bit scary. Now I didn't feel this earthquake at all here. But yeah, definitely there's an issue. Maybe I love the payout the most, says Sandy Beach. Maybe you do. You're going to start a fight with the old Briz there if you keep going, Sandy Beach. You keep going. Magic powers. Should Hex be pumping more, says Pulse Player? Yeah, well, I think it's pretty important. Once BTC sort of stabilizes, we may see Hex, if it breaks 5.6, man, up and away. We'll get another run. Like, let's see this run here, this run here, this run here, and this run here. We could get potentially another run. Everything is heading in the right direction for it, rather than a rollover, right? And we didn't have a lot of stakes coming out today, compared to, say, the days ahead of us. So that's kind of cool too for today, at least. And a lot of those stakers are short-term stakers anyway, so I'm not sure if they're going to sell into a 5.4 move. They might, some of them might. Pulse Fusion says, sorry, I meant 1.7. That's all good. Potential collab for BNB Pot was the news, says PSI. Oh, nice. Potential collab. Well, there was the, you're talking about the partnership with 150,000 users. They've got, looks like they might end up using BNB Pot, so that's kind of cool. I don't know if that came out. Was that on Twitter? Let me have a look on Twitter. And I don't know if they post on Telegram typically, so that's why I have to get PSI to give me the updates. Let's see if there's anything on here. Nothing on here. Oh, that was a big one, was it? How much is the win there? 139. Not sure if that was one there. No, not on there. All right, cool. What else? The chance is gone. Pulse Fusion. Next time Hex hits an 85% dip will be 10 cents. From 170. I like that, Briz. That's good numbers. If Hex was a cowbell, I need more cowbell. You don't have a cowbell. Government is slavery. It is indeed. They are very, very sinister people. The more this SEC, I call them, they're low EQ people. They're low EQ, and some of them are low IQ people, but they're definitely low EQ people. Matt and Barley says, glad all is well. Natural disasters are bad, but unethical government is worse. Can be. It's like funny that way, but it can be. But yeah, unfortunately, there were 4 lives that lost. I think one was a fireman got lost his life in a landslip. So obviously, you know, there are some unfortunate situations. There's lots of weird videos going out as well. There's people driving their family with kids through on roads through flooding. Now, you can't tell where they're coming from. Like, is it worse where they're coming from? Is that their only choice is to drive out? But if you saw the drive videos, it's like, man, that's so dangerous with your kids in it. But maybe they had no choice. Maybe where they were, it was completely, that was the only option that they had. PSI says the more the SEC tightens their grip, the more cryptos will slip through their fingers, and DeFi is going to continue to grow. That's one of the big themes here. And of course, Hex, the ultimate savings product in DeFi, and of course, Pulsechain and PulseX, going to be the ultimate main chain layer 1 and the ultimate super DEX, and it's going to be fun to see. Pulse Player says, have you talked about Rack and Rochelle's tweet from yesterday? I did, Pulse Player, yeah, I did mention that. You know me, I'm a big fan of Rack and Rochelle's, so not going to miss out on that one. Yes, Brian, yes. Lol says, Chris, yeah. All right, how we doing? We've got 73 people watching. Big welcome, of course. Hope you guys are enjoying your portfolios going up in value. And Hex at 5.4. It's still cheap, though. Still cheap. Let's have a look. Let's go back to the daily. And let's look how far Hex has come since the top of the bull market for Hex. We're talking about the bull market for Hex. So here we are. Let's go back. Let's pull this in. I actually didn't talk about this. Haven't talked about the roadmap for a while because we're just kind of waiting patiently. So we've basically been at the bottom at 1.7, give or take. We were a 96.7% down. So, you know, just almost 97, depending on which chart you're taking, is how far we're down in 467 days. So a long bear market. It's been time. Now we've had some fun on the way. We've had Maximus. We've had Hedron, Icosa. Hasn't been without fun. We've had Pulse Dodge. We've had some fun on the way. We've managed to get rid of billions of Hex off the market, both naturally through Hex contract and through the second layer products. So it's been good. Billions and billions of Hex off the public hands. So it's kind of staking, but people get rewarded for it. So it's kind of good. So it's been kind of fun there. But now we have we've moved off the bottom here, and we've broken this previous lower high here, and now we're making a new higher low. New lower high. A new higher high. A new high. That's a bit right one there. Don't forget the lows and the highs. Don't get them mixed up. All right, so that is where we are. So it's looking actually pretty good. So we're down. How many days now? How many days? So we're down. We're currently, this is on day number 515, and I think the bear market's over for Hex. But that being said, we're excluding black swan events. We get a black swan event, markets can be doused. They can be doused. So assuming no black swan events, that really does look like we've got a higher high here. And of course, that would mean that the low is probably in here at 1.7, barring any black swan event. I think that's kind of the way I'm going to put that. And of course, now how far we get, obviously it's going to depend on Pulsechain timing. Not just because obviously Hex is by itself has got lots of great things going for it, but also because it's tied as the proxy for Pulse. So it really is the Pulse coin at the moment until Pulsechain itself launches with the actual Pulse token coin launching. So that's pretty important. So at the moment we're down 89.55% from the all-time high. So that's still a lot of good value in there, especially if you believe obviously in the Hex itself and all the staking that's gone on. With all the share rate and everything else, also with the growth of the ecosystem. If you obviously have the Pulsechain, the Pulsex, and everything else, we're going to have the income effect, the wealth effects, all this sort of stuff. Big YouTubers, big platforms now, listing Hex and stuff like that. So it's all looking pretty good. They've already got Pulse and Pulsex listed, ready to go on the main listing site. So it's gearing up pretty nicely. The Highest of Stakes documentary expected to come out Q1, Q2. We've got obviously the Hex Investment Trust with the higher price getting closer to probably being able to do some public application so it can list on NASDAQ and bring in the big fiat money. So lots of things happening. So much we can talk about. And of course that's where we're at the moment. So 89. So still lots of value locked up in here if you are comfortable with all that. And of course onwards and upwards from here. So still pretty 90% discount. I think that's pretty good. So you can see a lot of upside. As I say, we've probably got 6.5 cents, 7.3 cents, 8.6 cents, and then 10 cents are kind of the natural four targets ahead of us is probably the way I'd see that at this stage. And of course, we've got the perfect conditions at the moment. BTC breaking out here as well. So that's kind of cool. Let it consolidate. I'd love it to get over 25k, consolidate. Then we could see Hex really have the ocean move up. But we've still got the Pulsechain narrative looking really good. I'm excited, man. I just can't finish this live stream. We're up to an hour and 31 minutes. We're gonna wrap up now though. Hope you guys enjoy this chart. And hey, look, it's a great time to be in a Hex skin and a Pulse skin's coming up, and a Pulse X skin, and a incentive token, whatever that means. All right, we've got a couple more comments. We're gonna read those out. Pulse Fusion says, yeah, you are right, champ. All good, all snake. Gary Gensler out of the woodworks. After covering up for FTX, inflation is out of control and typical market manipulation through governments to control DeFi. Brazolji wants to let us know he's a nerd. You are a nerd. He's an artist as well, by the way. Brazolji's an artist as well. Look forward to more of your art there, Briz. Even though I'm waiting, weight token is up, says Sandy Beach. You're winning. You're getting yield and price gains there, Sandy Beach. You are a master of the game. How long until Superman retires? 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. Thanks, Superman. Have a great deal. Hey, you're welcome, Rango. Thank you, says Sandy Beach. Catch you all later, says J Pond. Definitely catch you later. Take care, says Lies Beneath. And Ashtray says Superman's in for the long haul. Indeed. Let's go, says Brazil. No, we're not going. We're not doing extended live stream, but because I've gone for an hour and a half, and so it's probably a good time. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Join our free Discord. Free Discord with the best information layout for Hex, Pulsechain, and Pulsex, and of course all the Pulsechain ecosystem projects, and of course the best community, which is the most important thing as well. All right, Pulse Fusion says, thanks, Superman. Great stream, champ. You're welcome. And enjoy the yellow sun outside. Yeah, we've got the crickets out there, so I can hear that as well. DB says, dear sir, when the Pulse, 1 day closer, DB, 1 day closer, testnet v3 or POS 1, version 1 is coming soon. All right, let me find my exit plan here. Here we go. All right, I think I lost my video play here. Let me find that. Wait a minute. Just queuing this up. Bam. All right, let's go with the comments. Take care, everybody. Peace out. And onwards and upwards. We are in the best of the best of the best of crypto. Take care, everybody. It's going to be a fun ride. Enjoy yourself. Hold on. Hold on tight. Yeehaw!